Hunting is a big part of my life. If I'm not out there in the woods or on the marsh in search of animals, I'm writing about it. I'm trying to make a change through writing about conservation, through writing about legislation, through writing about hunting through the eyes of a responsible and caring hunter. My name is Mike Adams. I'm 22 and I'm from Corpus City, New Jersey. I've been hunting since before I can really remember. From the time I could walk, my dad's been taking me out on the meadow, duck hunting, chasing ducks on the houseboat with my family. I shot up my first duck when I was 7 years old. Finally got my first duck when I was 10 years old, and I still duck hunt to this day. I believe being an outdoorsman is an umbrella term. I fall under the category of outdoorsman through my hunting lifestyle. I choose to go out onto the marsh or into the woods and search my own meat. I think you can be an outdoorsman without being a hunter. I think you can be an outdoorsman by being a bird watcher, by enjoying nature and non-taking methods. I take it very personally when people disrespect wildlife. I take it very personally when conservation measures aren't being taken that should be being taken. My family has not left the South Jersey region since probably the mid-1800s. I'm duck hunting and deer hunting on the same land that my great-great-grandfather did. It wasn't by choice that I was thrown into this lifestyle, but I picked it up the same way my ancestors did. To me, hunting and conservation go hand in hand. By conservation, I mean everything from clean air, clean water to habitat protection. Hunters are the largest contributors to conservation. To be a hunter is to be a conservationist, whether you're cognizant of it or not. Duck and deer are definitely my two favorite animals to hunt. I go to each for different reasons. I love the duck hunting environment. I love being out in the marsh. I love watching the sunset and the sunrise, and you get a perfect view of that in South Jersey's wetland. You can see the horizon perfectly, and I think the scenery is beautiful when you duck hunt. I go to deer hunting for completely different reasons. I like being in the woods, and I like sitting in a tree stand, watching nature carry out as if I wasn't even there. The more time you spend in the wilderness, the neater stuff you see. I think that hunters are generally misrepresented in our world. The hardest thing about hunting is the uncertainty. You could sit out there all day. You could sit out duck hunting for 6 hours and not see a thing. The time you start picking up your decoys, you could have ducks trying to stool in deer spread. You could sit out there deer hunting from 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, leave and then check your trail camera and see that big buck walk through your stand a half hour after you left. That's the hardest thing about hunting, is the uncertainty. You feel vulnerable when you're in the woods all by yourself, especially in the dark, before you can even shoot. Part of the fun is feeling vulnerable and feeling like you're a part of something greater. It gives you a great sense of humility. To non-hunters, it's largely hypocritical to call yourself a conservationist, then go out and kill animals. I think that's the most misrepresented part of the hunting community. Many countries try to model their conservation efforts off of what we do here. After hunters put together organizations like Ducks Unlimited, Rocky Mountain Elk Federation, and National Wild Turkey Federation, populations began to rise again. Today, we have more deer in Jersey than upon European contact. Non-hunters should do their research into understanding hunters' part in conservation. I think non-hunters shouldn't be so quick to judge people for going out and getting their own food, especially if they go to the supermarket and buy cow or pork or chicken. I don't think there's anything wrong with going out to the wild and taking that aspect of your life into your own hands instead of letting somebody else do it for you. And I think that's what the beauty of hunting is. The beauty of hunting is that you're taking the aspect of gathering food into your own hands and not letting a supermarket or a farm do that for you. No matter what kind of outdoorsman you define yourself as, I think you're obligated to respect the wildlife. Whether that's in the way you portray your pursuits on social media or in the way you treat the wildlife physically, I think that you're obligated to treat them with the respect they deserve. I think it's time to correct the actions of our past. I think it's time to stand up for the wildlands we still have today. I think it's time to stand up for ecosystems and our environment. I think if you title yourself an outdoorsman, you're obligated to join a conservation organization. I think you're obligated to know the legislation, to vote on the legislation. I think you're obligated to communicate however you utilize the outdoors in an appealing manner, whether that's hunting or hiking or bird watching. I think you're obligated to communicate that in a way where people can say, hey, I like what you do, I understand why you do it, how can I help, how can I get involved?